I started in the music business in 1991, very much on the acid house wave and US garage, and I started doing my own parties, knowing that I wanted to be in some way involved in music. And that journey took me through doing clubs to doing tours for things like Journeys by DJ very early on, and then moving into labels and management. Basically, I tried everything. But what it did is all that experience gave me the confidence to actually get into what I really wanted to do, which was actually make music and get into production. So I was around studios a lot and kind of worked out my way in this business. And in 2003, whilst I was working at Peppermint Jam Records, that's when I decided to team up with Max, my original partner in Shapeshifters, and have a go at making some records. One of which went on to do quite well, yeah. We'd always had this dream to build our own room. And us being us, we were never going to do it half-assed or, back to front. So we set out to why do we want to build a room? We want to build somewhere that we can, ourselves create in the way we want to create. We can use different DAWs, we can hear things the way we want to hear them, it can be a hybrid studio. So, we've got the best of the analog world as well as the digital, and just somewhere that we felt home and comfortable in.
We are focused on dance music, but with a very live element. So recording and capturing the live instruments is a really important process, and to do that properly is why we have the console, a decent mic selection, and the outboard gear that we have.
I'm lucky enough that, and we are lucky enough that we're in a position to be able to do something like this. And why not? People still need to invest back into the recording industry. It's what we do and what we love, and we want to do it as best as we can. So we want it to be, something of a really high level.
Simon was a big advocate of PMC speakers. So when we brought them in, the first thing listening to them was how immersive the sound was and the detail in the sound. And in fact, there was, I think one Friday night, I brought the family here, the kids and the wife, and we were just listening to music. And we listened to Stand By Me. And I think it's in about the second verse comes along, we just started hearing this kind of low rumble, like somebody was hitting the door and running off. The kids were a bit scared. I went out front, looked, there's nobody there. We came back and started listening to the song again, and we started hearing it. Come to find out, it's actually somebody's hitting the mic during the recording. And it just goes to show you the detail. I've listened to that song for 46 years, and I've never heard that. So I was pretty blown away by that experience with PMC.
There's been a bit of a buzz within our scene with PMC. It was one of the first names that we talked about when we were looking to build this place, and it felt like the best fit really to go with a set of PMCs in here as well, and it's worked out great for us. We chose to do the 6.2s in here, mainly because it's a small room, but also we're able to get a good translation of how it sounds in the main room. There's a set of 8.2s in there with the subs. We're able to bring it in here and then check how it sounds on the 6.2s. The room's perfect size for that, and we're able to dial in just a little bit more on the details in here, and we've found that the 6.2's perfect for that.
There are lots of great brands of speakers out there and everything else, but the bigs, as they're known, at low level, I never found them as satisfying as when I started listening to the PMCs at low level. So what I find interesting is you can listen at low level and still have the clarity and understand what's going on in the mix without having to jump onto near fields, which I like. But I also wanted to have something that I could feel like I was in a club. I make club music, and I think PMCs for me are the best speakers that I've heard that will give me that club feeling, but if I want to listen to something acoustic, it will also sound amazing.
One of the big things we want to do here is encourage new talents to come in and have a studio to work in and feel confident that they can get looked after and that we can support them. And in fact, we had a girl reach out to us just the other week who had some songs, she wants to get them down, but she really didn't understand the process. So we invited her down, we had a chat with her, we explained how it can work, the different ways of doing it. And it was brilliant because she left here, she was really excited, and she's gone away now to kind of work on that, and she will come back and she will record with us. And I'd love to be able to do that with more people that, you know, don't feel overwhelmed by a big studio and lots of equipment. You know, we're here to support people and make sure that we know how it all works. They just need to come in with the ideas, and then we can help make it happen.
We wanted to create something that kind of fills that gap a little bit, that you know, you can come here if you want to bring a bass player, or if you had an aspiration to have a string section or a brass section, or you know, just work with some other musicians. You can do that in an affordable way, you know. So essentially, it was one, for us to have a home, but two, to create something, and community-wise, that can be used by people that maybe, you know, haven't had that chance before.
I think the first reaction we get when people listen to the PMCs is, I know I keep saying it, but it's that immersive sound. And people, they feel it. You know, when we're blasting it, you can feel your trousers on your legs start to vibrate. And the other thing, though, is it's not just loud, it's a super clean sound. So we could be blasting it in here and we can have a normal conversation like I'm talking right now. We're not yelling over each other.
Having the PMCs in here has helped us immensely. You know, being able to get material back to our clients and it to be at the level that we want has really been, I'd say we probably wouldn't have been able to do it without the assistance and the help of PMC.